What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 54 of the Hella Average Games Cast. As always, I'm your co-host Cam, joined by the one, the only Jeremy. What's happening, buddy?
Oh man, I don't know how long this podcast is gonna be. Such a slow damn week for news, man.
I know, it's like a few drips in the barrel. How many you think's in there, Carmen?
I think there's like maybe one drop. Drip
drop.
As you can tell, boys? We're back, ready to talk about video games, but there's not a whole lot of news to talk about this week. Y'all find anything?
Dude, slow as fuck. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know what we're gonna do here. I guess we're gonna talk about what we've been playing and then just get the fuck off here.
Yeah, sounds good.
So we'll see.
Sounds good, man. I want to go play some games, anyways.
Yep, we'll see how the show progresses. We have a nice 15-minute episode.
Some could pop up.
We're all just bullshitting. E3's happening right now. All the press conferences happened starting Sunday into Monday and Tuesday. We've got a whole bunch of shit to talk about. Oh my goodness, the most news we've had all year. Can you believe it? E3 has come. By the time you hear this, it will be gone. What do you think? How do you feel after E3? Are you hyped up? Are you wore out? Are you crying? What's happening? How you feeling?
Talking to me or talking to the audience?
Whoever wants to go first.
Yeah. I was underwhelmed, actually.
Underwhelmed.
Yeah.
General consensus, good one, Jeremy. What about you, Carm?
Conference was just alright. There were some good things and some not so great things. And some companies showed out and others decided to show up but not really be there. So
I agree. I think this was a very normal E3. Nothing outrageous. Nothing blew the doors off.
I just don't think that I don't think there's ever gonna be another huge E3. They're all gonna be mediocre in my opinion.
Especially if people keep fucking blowing their load before E3 even begins.
Yes,
we did see that a lot. I
mean,
with this year with leak, especially Sony, they were dropping stuff leading up to it.
Sony and Square.
Had Bethesda, they were they dropped Rage and Fallout 76 before. So you had a lot of companies. Square dropping the Kingdom Hearts announcement before E3 even kicked off.
Really hurt them.
Stupid.
You had a lot of stuff coming in before the actual conference. But I think it still has its place, and I think the showmanship is still there, and I really enjoyed it. It's one of my favorite times of the year. I think it's going to be around for a while, and you can tell by the reactions to the crowds and the crowds themselves that E3 is doing the damn thing.
And this is the first year you'd have to ask for time off for it, right?
You're right. But I did have to work. Usually I take off. I'm off Sunday, or I take off Sunday and Monday. I used to, but this time obviously I was off Sunday. Got to watch the other two while at work. So that was nice. A big difference. I got to sit at my desk and jam out on some work and watch some E3. And then yesterday I watched the Pro-Am when I was at the gym. So that was pretty cool. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But everybody knows we're going to get into E3, but we can't forget, what have we actually been playing? We can't focus on the video games coming. What have we actually been doing? Carmen, start us out.
I kicked off some Rocket League per usual. And then I've been grinding on a little DCUO, so that's DC Universe Online. I'm having a blast with it. I'm looking forward to getting fully leveled up and then into some endgame content and giving them $15 a month so I can continue to do that.
What a grind it is.
And I've been grinding the shit out of God of War, and I believe I have one more favor and one more realm tear to 100% all the collections.
Wow. So you got all the Ravens already?
Got all the Ravens.
Damn.
I finished those today after work. I got all the artifacts. Fully powered up. I got everything.
Mad respect.
Very cool. Yep. So you're going to get that platinum pretty soon, boy.
Yeah, there's some stuff that I need to figure out, like how to get some sets. I don't see them in the store, so I'm not entirely sure what to do about them. And I did all the collections, like something just clicked and I was able to navigate a little better. And I did all that without a guide. So there's like things on the floor that I never noticed in some places, and then things in the air that you just don't notice. Like there was weeds on some things that you needed to like burn up with your Blades of Chaos to get like artifacts to drop. It was nutty.
What are Blades of Chaos?
What are Blades of Chaos?
Really? Really?
What?
Dude, Blades of Chaos.
Are you?
You're fucking with
You
us,
looked
right?
at your big toes, bro? Look at them.
Oh, I'm just fucking with you. Calm down. Jesus.
Oh, man.
Oh man, Jeremy was about to have a heart attack over there.
I did.
I was worried about you. I thought you were stroking out.
I was having like Thundercats roar flashbacks. I was just like, ammunition.
So that's been pretty much your game. Your game time there was Rocket League and God of War. And in DC, boy, oh boy, it was so good to see that on my TV. Jeremy, tell me a little bit of what you've been playing.
I was playing some more of my Sega Genesis collection. I was getting into Phantasy Star 4. Another
cool,
RPG on there, sci-fi RPG. Very cool. I also popped Doom back in today, made some progress in that. And man, that game is hard, boy.
You're smashing demons in the face, breaking skulls, taking names, kicking asses.
Oh, it felt good, son. Felt good to get back in there and just start fucking just lubing my dick up with some demon blood and just ramming them over the barrel.
Oh, that's what I like to hear, Jeremy. Get all up in there.
Oh, yeah. Just no mercy. Sweep the leg. Other than that, that's really all I've been playing all week.
That Sega collection's got you hooked pretty good, doesn't it?
It really does. There's just so many games on there, and I've just really been putting time into it.
That's pretty cool. I ain't mad at you about that. Not at all. I've been playing some DC Universe Online. What a fun grind that is. I'm like level 15, maybe like 13 or 14, I can't remember. Somewhere in there. And going to be a healer again. I've always been a healer. And I like get off on solo healing raids. So that's what I like to do. So I've got to get up there. Karma's going to be giving us some power. He's a controller class. There's cool classes on there. We got our buddy Will playing with us. He's going to be the straight DPS, so it'll be fun. This will probably get us going for a few months. Other than that, I was playing some Mario Kart. God, that game's so fucking fun.
Mario.
How far have you gotten in the 200cc races?
I'm on third cup. 200cc is hard, man. What I'm still doing is I'm going through, like, I'm not just doing all the 100s, all the 50s. I'm just going through each cup and going through like 50, 100, 150, mirror, and 200. So I'm just going down in every single one. And then that's really been about it. I'm trying to think if I cut anything else on. Not really.
I've got a war look with that new TV, boy.
Yeah, I was about to talk about that. So I got me a nice, big old, top of the line, 65-inch P-Series Vizio, which I guess is not necessarily top of the line. The OLED is top of the line, but I didn't have that kind of money to put out. But the Vizio P-Series is basically like they're big. You know, they threw their hat in the ring with this TV. Full HDR10, full 4K. Ultra high def, 65 inches of glory. And you cut that thing on vibrant, you will go blind. It's crazy. Game mode, it darkens the picture down a little bit, but it reduces the input lag to nothing. It's amazing. But what it is, it's not very intuitive because there's 5 HDMI ports on there, but only the one HDMI port, and HDMI 1 was the one that would let my PlayStation recognize HDR. It was weird, man. Like, I was getting pissed. Like, I was about to take this TV back. I had to do a shit ton of Googling.
Did you tell your TV about recognize?
Bitch, it should recognize. But it's funny because I couldn't even set it on my entertainment system. I had to buy a special stand for it on Amazon. But I cut God of War on. Like that. I was at the Valkyrie, the fourth one. I can't remember, or the fifth one. The one that Carmen. Which one were you stuck on for so long when I came to your house? I can't remember the name of them, but I had been like beat by this chick like 18 times. Cut it on one phaser. Got in there, beat her first time I cut the game on. It was insane. Brand new TV. I was like, oh, I just came.
Dude, that's the key right there. You had to have the right TV.
That's what it is, man. So nice investment. It's the first time I've ever really bought a really higher end TV, so it felt pretty good. So yeah, I'm about to go play some DC on it as soon as we get off here. Can't fucking wait. Nintendo looks good on it. Xbox looks good on me, and it just makes everything look beautiful. I haven't watched a movie yet, but I did cut on. You know what the soap opera effect is on TVs, where it has that like super hyper realistic look to it.
Yes.
I don't necessarily like that. Like, it kind of fucks with me, but I did like set the settings for that soap opera effect, and it was just like so crispy. It was stupid. But I put on some of the image blur so it would kind of help it.
Yeah, that always creeps me out when it's like too real. Like, I know that it's a real person, but it really shouldn't look that way.
Exactly. It's a weird effect. That's why I don't like it. I don't want my TV staying like that.
Yeah, and I just don't like the way that things move. Like, the movement doesn't even look natural when it's that high.
Yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, so that's great, dude, and I'm so glad. And you never really think, like, I had a 4K TV, just like a cheap one I got it that we got at like Black Friday or something. But like the difference was uncanny. It was stupid.
So not all 4K is equal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much the HDR has to do with it. I mean, I guess 4K is 4K, it's 2160. But I don't know how much the HDR adds to it, the refresh rate adds to it. I mean, you can definitely see the difference. So it's pretty legit.
What is the refresh rate on the TV?
120. Yeah, I mean, apparently, like the chick at Best Buy said, I thought there was 240 out there.
There is.
Well, apparently the 240s like were OLEDs. And like OLED money is stupid money.
Yeah, that's all new TV technology.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think 120 is pretty much the standard right now. So that's what we went with. And Vizio, like, I remember they came out a while back, so I've always like known the brand. They've always seemed like good TVs. I've known people who've had them, so I feel good about it. Playing a lot of video games. It's got me between E3 and a new TV. I haven't been, like, I fell asleep early last night and I woke up this morning like just itching to play video games.
About to say, it's been a good week, hasn't it?
It has been a good fucking week. And let's move on. Let's talk about it. We might as well just get right into E3. There's not enough new releases to talk about. We got new announcements, new everything. We got shit to talk about. So let's move right into E3. What do you say, fellas?
Let's do it.
What's E3?
Oh, man. It's just this thing that they do once a year. It's not very popular. It just kind of gives you an idea of where the video game companies stand.
Oh, I thought it was that reboot of Ed, Edd and Eddy. E3'd.
You're funny. How long did that take you, Jeremy?
2 seconds.
Very good. I applaud you. for that. All right, so here's what we'll do. I think we kind of decided we're going to go in order as the conferences appeared. And we're going to kind of go over kind of what they showed, some stuff that stuck out to us, what we liked, what we didn't like. And I think we're going to give a grade at the end, and then we can go kind of back over and give our overall order just as a recap. So let's kick it off with the one, the only EA, Electronic Arts. Who wants to kick us off? Who wants to start talking about it?
Carmen?
Sports games. Star Wars. Anthem.
That is almost no exaggeration. They started out with this cool 3D, I don't know. Or was that Microsoft who did the 3D thing? I can't remember. But they showed a little bit of Anthem. Then they moved into, of course, the sports. The world of sports. We had some FIFA. A lot of FIFA. I'm not, Carmen, you're kind of a FIFA fan. Like, was there anything different happening, or like, what's going on with it?
I think that the sports games you don't need to show, like, I think they're good in a sizzle reel, but I don't think that you need to do like a full-fledged like performance, like shove FIFA down people's throats. The FIFA diehards are buying FIFA regardless.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you don't really need to do anything, and it's like how much is changing. So yeah, they're gonna get better at physics, and they're gonna get better at drawing and animating. So like the games are just gonna continue to look better, and then they're gonna add new mechanics and new ways to dribble the ball or pass the ball, juke, spin. So it's like they're just tightening up the same game all the time. It's like, what is ever going to be groundbreaking on those games?
I mean, that's I don't even know when the last time they made a move in any of the sports games where it was like, holy fuck, this is groundbreaking.
Yeah, it's like, what was groundbreaking in a sports game is when they introduced, like, the hit stick.
Yeah. Or when they went from cool. 2D to 3D.
Yeah, exactly. But other than that, like, we're only going to see the games become more realistic, and we're only going to see better flow and better mechanics in the mocap and all of that. So
yeah, that seems to be a big point. Was they mentioned it last year a lot too, was just how they're doing the mocap now and how realistic they're trying to make it. I think they're doing the same thing in Madden, which I think we decided we're going to pick up and snatch that Madden this year.
Yep, we're going to do a online league.
Yeah, so I mean that'll be pretty cool. I haven't really dug into a Madden in quite a while, so that'll be pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for that because it's going to replace my fantasy football because I don't plan on doing fantasy anymore.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
so it's like
I won my league last year, and I was like, I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah, so from there now, like we can just play Madden, and then I think the way that Will's group of friends does it and how he does it is like they just put the games on like rotation. So this year will be Madden, next year might be hockey, so on and so forth.
That'll be pretty fun. It'll be something new for us to try. Jeremy, do you think anything at EA was good? 'Cause we know how Jeremy is.
And there's absolutely nothing interests me at all. I mean, just I don't care about sports games. I don't care about Star Wars. And I don't even care about Anthem. You know,
just a Destiny clone.
Exactly. I mean, it just nothing about it interests me. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people care about all that crap. Like I said, just like Karma was saying, all these sports games, you don't need a reveal. We know they're coming. This was more the same. You could just done like I said, just a little sizzle reel, just saying, "Yep, here they are," and that would have been perfectly fine. And just, I said, everything else, I could just give two shits. Like another company out there, but at least they had at least one or two games that were interesting.
But they do have like the potential in the future to drop a big bomb. Like even with the sports games, they could drop a bomb. If they could get the collegiate licensing back, that would be huge.
Yeah, that'd be big to bring back NCAA for sure.
I guess like the only way EA would ever like get my interest again is if they brought back Dead Space and made a good one. But since they killed off, what was it, Visceral Studios,
yeah.
And they're not doing any single player games anymore. We're just gonna do online multiplayer. I just don't see that happening.
I mean, so all I see, we can talk about Star Wars for a little while. They briefly mentioned this new Star Wars game they've got coming down the pipe. I forget. I think they actually. I don't know if they gave a timeline on it, but for some reason, 2 years is sticking out in my head, but I don't recall. But they definitely are going to use that license, so we're going to get some more Star Wars. They apologize for how fucked up Battlefront was. I think the developer pretty much came out and was like, we know we fucked up. It was pretty crappy.
But just wait till we see how we fuck up your new Star Wars game.
Anthem though, I think that's the one thing that everybody is most excited about. This came out of EA in a long time. I know that you're saying you're calling it a Destiny clone, which it is going to be in that Destiny type realm and going to kind of scratch that same itch. But I like what I saw of it. It looked good. I was following some people on Twitter that are in the business, and they're saying it feels good. That demo plays really well. I'm excited for it. I can't lie.
Yeah, but the game marks up your interest. It's like you're into sci-fi things. You like shooters. You enjoy parts of Destiny. It's like,
well, yeah, it scratches an RPG itch. It scratches a shooter itch. Scratches a grind. I mean, it encompasses a lot of things. It's not just a shooter,
Yeah, of course.
I mean, I just think, the game looks good. I don't know. I mean, is it going to be a fantastic game? We'll have to wait and see.
Is it going to be cluttered with loot boxes?
Yes.
They said it's not. They said nay.
Yeah, but how long, even if they launch without them, how long can EA go without squeezing an extra 99 cents every minute out of every player?
Mm-hmm.
I go saying.
They don't have a good track record. They can say all they want, but I need to see action on that.
Yep. We'll see when the game launches because I'm sure we're going to buy it, some of us.
Yeah, I think Jeremy's off on this bandwagon, aren't you?
Oh, I was never on this bandwagon.
Oh, no. Yeah, I think we'll get it and play the fuck out of it. And if it's good enough, if it's got that grind element, we'll probably play it for a while. Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
If the game has a good grind, yeah, then it's something to get excited about.
It looks cool because you're not... you're not handicapped to picking one class and stay in that class the whole time. You're piloting these Jaegers, you're piloting these suits, and let's say you're rolling with your friends, and your friend knows how to play a Colossus or whatever he's called, a Juggernaut, I forget what they're called. And then your other friend's all right, well, I usually pilot it, but I can pilot the Storm or the Ranger. Then, you can kind of mix up your playstyle, and that's pretty cool. You can bring in different Jaegers or different mechs. I forget exactly what they're called for different situations.
If this were in any other studio's hands, I would have more confidence in it.
Yeah, I don't. EA's just got a bad reputation for fucking stuff up, and that's putting a bad taste in people's mouths. But I feel like this is the one game. This is a new IP. They've got a lot riding on this. I think they're putting some care and some sauce on this one.
We will just have to see.
And then there's just that malicious motherfucker in the background with the the loot box paintbrush just ready to go.
Unfortunately, I think we can all agree to this that Anthem was the most, not the most, but we could say the biggest and best thing EA had to offer there.
Oh, definitely.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a whole lot to offer. That honestly, I mean that covers it. That's almost the whole spectrum: sports, a couple of Star Wars, and Anthem. So I mean, overall, like I've got mine listed. EA came in last. I got EA at a D. Can't get behind it. I'm sorry, it just didn't do anything for me. Even with Anthem, Anthem is the whole thing. Like that whole D is Anthem. Otherwise, it's an F.
Well, me, since you said it, I give it an F. Like I said, I have no interest in anything they have. They've just burned me so many damn times. Just fuck them. EA gets an EF.
Damn.
Yeah.
I gave EA a D. They're in last for me as well.
Is the only thing making that D the Anthem for you as well, Carmen? Or are you giving?
Yeah, like if they didn't show a new game, like if all they showed was sports games, then in Star Wars it's an F all day. But because they have a new game coming that has some potential, as long as they don't fuck up, which is not gonna happen, so that's it.
Yeah, EA was kind of a letdown this year, but I mean, what do you expect from EA? At this point?
Are you ever expecting anything from them?
Yeah, you don't. I mean, it's the first one. Usually it's Saturday. Nobody cares. Like EA's just there to be there at this point.
Like I missed most of their conference, and then I tuned in long enough to say I watched it.
Yeah, I watched as much as I could of it. So, I mean, at this point, if you're expecting the doors to be blown off by EA, you're going to be disappointed. And if you think that EA did a good job, then you probably were absolutely mind fucked by the rest of the conferences.
Like, do you even have a brain anymore?
It's like that old Saturday Night Live skit, lowered expectations.
Absolutely. Good call, Jeremy. Let's keep rolling. Up next, we had Microsoft, who they did a fine job. I mean, it was nothing spectacular. Their whole MO was to come out and just shove 50 games down your throat. Which is okay, right? That's fine. But they didn't really dive into any of their big games. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I'm saying.
I'm saying. So, and you know, it's funny. I read another article, so I mean, or it might have been a Twitter post. But they were saying, and something I didn't think about, usually it's reversed where Microsoft comes in and talks about, you know, a few of their major titles and digs into them, and Sony just starts throwing fucking games at you. And they kind of switch places this year.
It's a good observation.
Yeah. One I definitely didn't check and make, but it was really cool to think, oh yeah, I guess that's the case. But let's talk about Microsoft for a little bit. Did anything blow you guys away? What was your highlight from Microsoft?
Well, for me, two games that I was really interested in. One was Devil May Cry 5, which I'm hyped for, but and correct me, I need more clarification on this. Is this an Xbox exclusive, or was it just announced during Xbox?
I believe it was just announced during the Xbox.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Because Capcom they don't sound like they want to minimize profits by going to Xbox One.
Yeah, I think Capcom's all about getting the money and staying on as many platforms as possible.
Yeah, and the other, which really surprised me, was Jump Force, which was that anime character game. Which, again, I cannot imagine being exclusive to Xbox. That's just death at that point. I mean,
no, that's a Bandai Namco game, I believe, and they try to stay pretty. Or is that Capcom? I can't remember. It's one of the two. Either way,
I think it's Bandai Namco.
Yeah, either way, they try to stay pretty open as far as that.
It looks a lot like that J-Stars game we were playing, but much better graphics, and I'm hoping better gameplay also.
Yeah, Jump Force definitely stood out to me. I don't know if it's because I'm an anime fan, and obviously the big three are in the trailer. You've got Naruto, Goku, and Luffy.
And Frieza.
Yeah, and Frieza, yeah. So, I mean, they had these big characters in there, so that was cool.
It reminded me of the conversation that we had, like, when Dragon Ball FighterZ first came out. It was, like, maybe the third week. And we were like, what characters would you have wanted in the game that aren't in the Dragon Ball series? So, I thought it was pretty cool to see that idea come to life.
The coolest part to that for an anime fan, I think, is at the end when you see Ryuk standing there.
Yes, like Yagami and Ryuk.
Shit. Okay, so they're bringing Death Note into it. So there's just no telling. I think they're bringing a lot of stuff into this one. So if you're an anime fan and this looks, this kind of gets you going a little bit.
Dude, I just want Zoro and I want All Might in there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just made me a happy camper. And like I said, that surprised me. Overall, Microsoft did quite well. They had a good bit of game announcements, but they're still doing this one thing that they just never seem to stop doing. It always pisses me off, and that's where they announce these games, and they'll say exclusive, but they don't. It's like, remember when I think it was the last Tomb Raider came out? Was it Shadow of the Tomb Raider? No, Rise of the Tomb Raider.
I think Shadow's the one just coming out now.
But Rise of the Tomb Raider came out. I think they announced that at E3, and they said it was going to be exclusive to Xbox. And then they were asked a million times, is this always going to be exclusive, or there's a timed exclusive? And they're like, well, we can't comment at this time. If they want to do exclusive games, that's fine, but if it's a timed exclusive, they need to just say timed. I'm tired of this beating around the bush bullshit, because, it pisses people off. I'm not going to buy a whole new Xbox just to get this one game that I think is exclusive, and then I find out, 6 months later it's available on PS4 and Switch. And another big thing they did that I just kind of just, like it said, fuck off, was when they came out and they talked about how we're committed to making we bought all these studios and we're committed to bringing all these exclusive games to Xbox. I don't fucking care. Show me the exclusives. Promises aren't worth shit. You can promise me 1,000 exclusive games. It's not worth anything. I'd rather you just show me 3 new exclusives. That's worth way more than you announcing all the exclusives in the world.
That was like, for them, that was their big thing. They announced, I believe, 5 studios they acquired. Ninja Theory, I think, being the biggest out of those. And that's perfect. I mean, that's okay, but I feel like Xbox does this a lot. They're like, we're investing in the future. What are you bringing me now?
They're like EA. They see a problem and they just say, let's just buy it, throw money at it, instead of just actually fixing the problem. Like I said, I don't want your commitment to exclusives. I want exclusives.
And don't get me wrong, like, it's a huge move for them to buy 5 studios for. I mean, they're going to eventually, like, it's going to pay off, and they're going to be pumping out exclusives. But it makes me wonder how the quality of their exclusives are going to be. Like, you think with Sony, they have a studio like Naughty Dog, right? How can a studio like Ninja Theory hold up to a studio like Naughty Dog? Naughty Dog. Yeah, they had but
Ninja Theory is very mixed, but like it to me, when they buy them up, as long as they let them do what they always do, and then just they give them extra capital to work with, then it's a good purchase. But if they're going to do it like EA, where we're just going to come in and we're going to just basically gut the company and then just slap your name on some piece of shit product, then it's no good.
I don't think Microsoft's about that.
No.
I don't think they do that.
I don't think they are at all. I'm just using that as an example. Like I think they did buy these studios because they actually believe in these studios and they want their games on their system, which is a good move for them because the Xbox needs fucking exclusives really bad.
Agreed. I mean,
yeah.
I saw, like, I was watching the live YouTube feed when this conference was going on, and like I saw somebody in the chat say, the Xbox is better than PlayStation. The only thing keeping PlayStation alive is the exclusives. And like in my head, I was like, what else do you think matters? Like, if it wasn't for exclusives, what's the point of having different consoles?
Yeah, exactly. One more thing too.
All right, boy. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Jeremy. You take all the time you need, buddy.
One other thing they did I thought was just pointless was them announcing they're working on a new Xbox. It's like, no shit. We expect...
They had to do that, though.
Why?
For them, because they want to try to get ahead, so they want people to get excited and start saying, like, what is the new Xbox? Is it the Xbox 2 or is it the Xbox 720?
But it's pointless because we already all know you're working on a new Xbox. It's just the basic assumption. I know Sony's working on the PS5.
Yeah, if you're going to bring it up, you
need to have some...
You need to pull out some hardware.
Show a picture or something.
So just
give me a code name.
Picture. Yes. It just show a picture of it, say, we are currently working on the Xbox 2, and then have the fucking Xbox 2 up there. But we'll tell you more about it later, something like that. But when you just say, oh yeah, we're currently working on this, who fucking cares?
I feel you. I feel you,
I agree.
Yeah. And that's all I got to say.
How'd you feel about it, buddy?
Microsoft, I thought that it was cool that they showcased a bunch of games. It's like, it's what they need, but they didn't bring the heat that I wanted. It's like, they should have brought something crazy, like, all this hype around Crackdown. In Crackdown, the coolest part was the voice acting, from Terry Crews.
It's just a trailer of him fucking yelling at you the whole time. It's just Terry Crews yelling.
Oh, man.
Because I just don't think the game looks that good. For a next-gen game this late in the life cycle, that game should look a lot better than it does.
I don't know how, but they fucked this game. That's the reason it's taken. They're doing all this redevelopment. Like this game was fucked, and they're like, we can't release this. That's why it's taking so long. So I don't know how bad they fucked it, but they fucked it.
The best game they showed, well, next to Horizon, which I'm just not even gonna. I don't even want to have that in the list of games because we expect greatness from Horizon, and this is not gonna fall short. So the best game they showed was Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice.
Oh yeah, that was actually pretty cool. Yeah,
I did like it, and I think I cracked a joke on it. Like looked like Microsoft played Neo, and they're like, we got to have one of these.
Yeah, that's it's definitely. I think it's from the same people that did like Dark Souls and Bloodborne.
It is. I think it's from
software.
It's from software. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does look really good. I did like what I saw of it. It just, I rarely get into those kinds of games. So I
love those
for a crowd. Yeah, you would love something like that. Are you gonna pick this up?
Well, I don't have an Xbox.
Well, is it worth buying an Xbox for, Jeremy?
No. But if I had an Xbox, I would pick it up.
I got you. Okay, I can get behind that. Any big letdowns with them? I mean, was Crackdown the big letdown for you? Just looks like shit.
Crackdown was the big letdown in my opinion, and then I'm super excited for that session game.
Yeah,
I've been looking for a good skateboarding game.
Yeah, it looked kind of cool.
Yeah, like everybody was expecting that to be Skate.
I thought it was Skate. It looked just like Skate.
Yeah, and then when Session popped up, I'm sure it broke everybody's hearts. And then, I thought it was cool they announced Battletoads.
Oh yeah, Battletoads.
Boy, that was probably
I forgot about that. Yeah.
I heard that. I was like freaking out on the couch. Like, what?
Finally, yeah. That was one of my best surprises of the night right there. I forgot about that.
And I was super glad to hear that Cuphead was getting that DLC.
Yeah, DLC looks fucking good. It brings in Miss Chalice. It's pretty cool. New playable character, new island. That was like, I mean, when you got a DLC that gets your fans like more hyped than your AAA games, something you got to do some reevaluating. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I'm saying.
I just don't think. I mean, so like, obviously they started off with nothing else than Halo Infinite, I believe it is. It just Halo, and then they showed Gears, which a lot of people loved the Gears trailer. I didn't dislike it. I thought it looked good. But at this point, Halo and Gears is not enough. They need more. And Crackdown's not going to do it. And if they're going to rely on these indies, they need to step that up, in my opinion, as well. Now, you're right. Shadows Die Twice looks really good for them. And obviously, Cuphead DLC looks really good for them. And there's one other one, I can't remember. Something that stood out to me. But yeah, like nothing in this press conference really like grabbed me. And was like, I gotta get this fucking game. I mean, I think Gears looked okay. I think Halo looked like more Halo. Generic ass Halo. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, Microsoft didn't have anything that just blew me off my couch. And I mean, it was cool when they said, and we're going to show you 18 games that are exclusives. And then, like, whatever else, 12 world premieres or 15 world premieres, whatever it was. And there were some cool games and there were some really artsy games. But I can't sit here and tell you one game that just stood and blew my mind. I mean, I really can't. So, I mean, like overall, I think Microsoft did good. They showed a lot of games. I just don't think they showed games that are going to... There's no games there yet, I think, that sell their system to somebody that doesn't have it. Cuphead is the game.
Yeah. That's still their best game.
I mean, I'm sure there's so many people out there who can disagree, and I would love to hear about it because, I was talking to a guy on Twitter, and because I made this bold statement that three of the best games shown at E3 were PlayStation exclusives, and he was saying how much that he liked Gears and the new Smash and one other one. I can't remember what it was. Oh, Cyberpunk. So, yeah, Microsoft overall, it just didn't do it for me. I think I've got them sitting at a solid C. Right in the middle of the pack.
I got them at a solid B.
Okay. Not bad. Carmen, what you got them at?
I got them with a B-.
All right. In that ballpark.
Okay, yeah, we're close. I mean, I've actually got them third to last on my overall list. So
I got them like towards the top, actually.
yeah.
Yeah, mine's sitting right in the middle.
So moving on, I think next we had Bethesda bringing the fire.
Bethesda.
What'd you think, Cam?
All right,
What'd you
so
think about Bethesda?
everybody knows this is my favorite developer, and they really brought it this year. I mean, first and foremost, let me just go ahead and jump in the gate and say they announced a new IP. They didn't announce anything about it but the name, but the fact is they're working on the first new IP in 25 years. Huge deal. It's going to be in Bethesda style, they said. It's going to be a sci-fi, probably with RPG elements. First person. That's exciting. Obviously, they're working on Elder Scrolls 6. They finally recognized it with a picture and a number. So that got me hyped. But what really stole the show, as game-wise, was Fallout 76. This is going to be Fallout with a lot of the elements that people who play Fallout love. But Fallout is finally online. I can play Fallout with you. I can roll out in the wasteland and run up on somebody else, and they can either help me out or they can try to kill me. That sounds fucking awesome.
I think that's the best. That was the best possible thing Fallout 76 could have been, too.
Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, if you had best, or worst possible outcome, best possible outcome, that was it. I mean, the media.
I was so glad when I found out it wasn't a battle royale.
That was what I was saying.
I was thinking that's what it was.
That was going to be their worst possible outcome. Well, that or a mobile game.
Which they did do a mobile game, but it
EA
actually
bought
looks
them.
pretty good.
But I mean, like they were going to try and do like a mobile, like actual Fallout game,
Oh, yeah.
full of microtransactions and shit.
If they would have done the next entry to Fallout and it just wasn't, it was just another Fallout, that would have been fine. It's nothing new, you know what I mean? It was just been a new version of Fallout. The fact they're adding this to it, there's a cool system where now if you take over certain areas, you have nukes, and you can nuke another player's area, another area on the map. But once those nukes hit, that area then becomes a high-level area. So you go into the Fallout, and that's where you fight high-level monsters and get high-level gear. So that's kind of a cool mechanic.
That is pretty dope.
They've got you can now build anywhere. They've only walled off a certain spots around key parts like to do a quest, but you can build anywhere and you can take your camp with you. So stuff you build, it's portable. You can take it. You can throw your camp. I think it's called CAMP module down, and then you have all your buildings and shit. You can rearrange it. So it just that they blew the doors off. I think everything that they could have done right with that game, they did it. Huge announcement for them. Next big thing on the list, they announced the new Doom. I believe it's called Doom Eternal. Looks amazing. I know, Jeremy, you were excited for that.
Oh yeah, it's one of the reasons I got back into Doom today.
Yeah, the game looked fucking good. I mean, you're sitting there, you're just fucking inhale. You see him loading up a shotgun, ready to go. God, I love it.
Oh man,
And I didn't even play a lot of the first Doom. I haven't even beat the Doom on the first Bethesda Doom.
Talking about the one we played, Doom 2016.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much all I played of it.
Yeah, I haven't beat it either. I'm still trying.
What else? They announced Elder Scrolls Blades, which is a mobile experience. I believe it's just a dungeon crawler. You got you make your character, and there's some handcrafted and some procedurally generated dungeons you go through. This is a mobile game, so it will have some of the mobile game aspects to it, like treasure chests you can pay for. And they admitted to that, but they said that they're trying to. They claim to be very in tune with their fans, which I think they can be, and they said they're going to try to give their fans value and not get one over on them, which was good. What else did we see? We saw, I don't know, those are like the two big ones I thought of. And that's really all that matters in my opinion. Carmen, what stuck out to you in Bethesda?
I was kind of blown away by Fallout 76. It kind of interests me. I've never really been into the series. I've just followed it. I know that a lot of people love it. I've just never played it, so that game actually jumped out at me. I think it's the multiplayer experience aspects. Rage 2 looks cool. I'm kind of excited about that. And overall, I could argue Bethesda had the best conference at E3, but I'm not going to give it to them.
Conference-wise, they did blow the doors off. And the only reason I didn't mention a lot of Rage is because they kind of blew their wad early with Rage.
Yeah, they fucking let that one fly too soon.
Yeah, I mean, you came in seeing rage. The one thing I don't know, and I haven't looked into, I'm sure if I did my research I could see, the new Wolfenstein, is that a DLC or is that going to be a standalone game?
That's a brand new game. Young Blood. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the
Seems a little early.
It does seem early.
It is. I think it is.
You're playing as BJ Blaskowicz's 2 twin daughters.
Yes.
So we'll see. I mean, I loved the fuck out of Wolfenstein. So this might be a pickup for me. They didn't even mention much more about Dishonored. They talked about it for like a second, like talking about the DLC for it, and then they just didn't mention anything else. So I guess, I mean, Dishonored might be kind of ran its course for them until the next one. I don't know. No DLC announcements there. Jeremy, what do you think about it?
I was actually very much impressed with Bethesda, as I think I'm the only one here who really doesn't give a shit about them. And like I was telling you on while we were texting each other earlier, they actually made me care a little bit. I still don't care about Fallout 76. I just don't like Fallout. But I think they did a very good job with their presentation of Fallout here. They did all the right things where they actually explained what the fuck it is. Because I thought for sure that they might just leave us in the dark a little bit. So it was good they gave us an explanation of it. And like we were saying earlier, it's a smart move that it's not a Royale game. It's an online game. Wolfenstein looks okay, but I'm not really hyped for it because we like Karan was saying, we just had a Wolfenstein. There's still no cooldown time. I mean, the last one came out just a few months ago. It feels.
Yeah, but it does feel that way. I think it's been a little bit longer, but yeah, it doesn't feel like it's too far out.
Exactly. But the real news for me was Doom. I was not expecting that, and I was hyped as fuck when I heard about it. I wish it was more than just a teaser, but I am so ready to just go back to hell and just kill some more fucking demons. That's so cool. I keep forgetting that Bethesda actually works on Wolfenstein now. I mean, not Wolfenstein, Doom now. So that really bumped them up. I really didn't care about anything else they announced, but just the fact that they handled Fallout so well and they announced a new Doom really bumped them up there for me.
Absolutely. And one thing that we should probably mention is they showed a little bit more Quake. I mean, obviously that's big in the not E3, god dang, the esports arena. So they showed some of that. Apparently obviously they said they're going to mention more stuff at QuakeCon. So there's some stuff that they're doing for that game as well. Definitely supporting that game, making it. It looked fun as fuck. I've never played it. I don't know about you guys, but it looks fun as fuck. It looks fast. It looks real fast.
Yeah, I've never played either, but apparently it's like one of the first online multiplayer shooters.
Okay, very cool. Overall, I've got Bethesda at an A-.
Carmen?
Only beat out by one other.
Oh.
Sorry. No, I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought you were done.
Only beat out by one other studio that shall remain nameless.
Oh, okay.
I give him a B+.
B+? Table flip. Fuck. Jeremy, what you got?
I actually gave him a B-. I was going to give him a B, but as we were talking about it, I realized I really only cared about one game. But even still, for a company that I don't give a shit about, that's some high praise right there. And they're doing better than certain other companies, which I do care more about, but we'll get into that later.
They, for the last few, I would say since the Fallout 4 E3 reveal, I think they have came in swinging and have been knocking it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
They're top notch, no doubt.
Yeah, I expect a lot out of them when they walk on stage. So good on Bethesda.
Yeah, this was the first year where you always get so hyped for Bethesda, and I just don't understand why. And this is the first year I can kind of see why. Because they really did do a good job.
Yeah, they went all out this year.
Yeah.
And I will say that the conference started out pretty cringy with this band and the shit that's happening.
To be fair, all these conferences I find cringy as shit.
Some do better. Some are better and more at home on stage than others. And Bethesda started out, I was like, oh, don't do it to them. Just don't do it to them. All right, let's keep it moving. What happened after Bethesda? I believe the next day we started out with, was it Ubisoft?
I thought it was Square Enix.
Was it Square first?
Square
first. Square! Good old Square Enix.
Square.
L7 weenies.
We had a lot of hope for Square. And there was a lot of letdown for Square, and I think in most of our opinions. Jeremy, kick us off. How'd you feel about it?
Well, as the far and away the biggest Square fan here, and probably I'm going to be the most generous with them, they were a huge disappointment. Mostly because they blew their fucking load all over the place before E3 even started.
And how did they do that?
What was the one big fucking game that everyone knew they were going to show and that we were just so excited for? What was it? It was fucking Kingdom Hearts. Could they wait until E3 and show it? No. We had to go and fucking blow that shit all over the internet just a few days prior. So, of course, naturally, when they do show it, it's like, oh, cool, it's the same trailer I saw online a couple days ago. Fantastic. So glad I paid, $700 to fly down here and see this in person. No Final Fantasy VII Remake news, which sadly doesn't surprise me. Couple of new games, which look mildly interesting. But, yeah, other than that, just not a whole lot. I mean, they were very disappointing. The Kingdom Hearts stuff looks fantastic. I'm definitely hyped for this game. I'm glad we got a solid release date. Surprised it's not this year. I thought for sure it was going to be this year. At least it's early next year. But I would have given them a much higher grade if they hadn't spoiled Kingdom Hearts earlier. They still wouldn't have been in the top bracket, but they would have done better than they would have.
What else does Square have coming down the pipe? They have... There was some RPG on there, which is not surprising. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, it was some new IP they were working on. I can't remember. It looked mildly interesting. But
there wasn't enough there, and it had the way they
were brief.
I don't know, the way they narrated it was just kind of weird to me.
Like I said, I don't really grade people on their presentations because, like I said, I find them all terrible. I just look at the content, and I can easily say Square Enix had the lightest content. They half-assed it this year.
Square didn't do anything for me. I mean, Kingdom Hearts was all I was there for, so...
Exactly. A lot of people were. And like I said,
I have to ask that conference. I can't even lie to you. Like, I watched it, and I was like, there's nothing I find interesting here.
Yeah.
Oh, and they just didn't bring enough. Like,
no, not
they
at all.
should have. I mean, they would have only benefited Sony for Square to show what they showed because there was an extended trailer in the Sony press conference. But it's like, it's your game. Do what you want with it and like show out. But don't spoil it. Don't have a fucking concert and then be like, oh yeah, and by the way, you're getting your game in January. No. That just didn't make sense to me, and so that like really cut their grade like in half right out the gate.
Yes, you're right. It's like baffling fucking decisions. Like, who thought this was a good idea?
I don't know, Japan.
Yeah, that's true.
I found the tweets more entertaining after the conference.
Yeah.
What is Kingdom Hearts even about? What is this?
That's what I say. Like, what the fuck's this game even mean?
People big in the game industry are like, how do I not know the plot to this game at all?
That's funny. Yeah, I saw a lot of that too.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty funny. And then, other than that, that's it. Like, they should have shown some Final Fantasy. There's got to be some content. So is the game that fucked up that you don't even want to tease?
I really do think it is that fucked up. I've heard nothing but horror stories. Like, I'm expecting the Final Fantasy VII to be a train wreck now. If it ever even gets released.
If it comes out. If it just goes into the black hole that is games that never get talked about. There's so many games from E3 that get talked about that never come to fruition.
This could be the next Duke Nukem Forever, where it finally gets passed around from studio to studio. It's released like 17 years later, and it just sucks.
And it has so much potential.
So it did.
By not bringing that and then the early release date, they're just right there. They're just right above EA.
Give me a grade, guys. What you got for them?
C-.
I actually got a C- too.
I actually have a C- as well.
Wow, we're actually on par.
Ringer, end the show. Game over. Bing, bing.
I thought you guys were going to give them like D's.
No. We'll go over the final order. They're pretty low. They still get a C-.
I mean, I can't give them a D because they're bringing a game that I'm super stoked about.
That's true. That's the only reason I gave them a C-. If they didn't even have Kingdom Hearts, they would have been in like D- territory.
And they are bringing some new experiences, and they looked, and usually Square Enix is a pretty solid company when it comes to their type of game. So that there was content there. It just wasn't content for me, and it wasn't a lot of it.
That's how we could describe Ubisoft for me. But we'll get into that.
We're about to get to that. Carmen, do you have anything else to say? It sounded like you stopped yourself.
I don't remember.
Can't remember. Carmen gets off track. Worse than a broken roller coaster. Ubisoft up next. Started out again with a fucked up dance routine.
Bro, it was cool. That was a cool show.
There was also a panda in it. Again, I don't know what it is about pandas, but it's got to be something with Just Dance or Let's Dance or Dance Dance Revolution. I don't know which dance game it is.
Bro, don't you ever disrespect Dance Dance Revolution. Like, I have to put you in timeout right now.
Oh, yeah. You'll never catch me playing any of those. They look fun. I guess, who plays? Is it kids who play it mostly? Is it a kids game?
My wife puts on Just Dance, like, when they're not doing much. She lets the kids just pick songs and dance and do all that stuff.
What really stuck out to me here, obviously Division 2 looks fucking amazing.
Ooh, I'm excited.
I'm really excited.
I think they fixed it. And the bombs that they dropped with that game?
Yes. Raids coming to Division 2. 8-player raids at that. Holy fuck.
Yeah, that's going to be big. The matchmaking, I hope the matchmaking is crispy.
Yeah, it looks good. That was probably my biggest hit. It looks like they fixed some of the issues that they had with the first one. It sounds like they're really listening to the fans on this one. And I played the Division, got to the end game on it, really enjoyed it. That was definitely...
All the DLCs are free.
Yeah, all the DLCs are free for this one. You don't have to pay for anything. Episodes 1, 2, and 3 are coming out for free, for sure. I don't know. I guess I don't... Is the rest of DLC coming out, or do they just get to the episode 1, 2, and 3?
That's all they have talked about. I'm sure that there's a 2 or 3 year plan, so there'll probably be at least 6 episodes.
The Rays just dropped the bottom off for me. Like, that's going to be insane. The progression looks really cool now. You're in a world, you're in Washington, D.C., that's going to be your city. In a world where they released, I think it was a smallpox. On Black Friday, they released a strain of the smallpox, I believe, on dollar bills. So it pretty much fucked shit up real quick. This is later on in the timeline after it's kind of died down, but the whole place is just fucked beyond belief, and you got to deal with it. Besides that, Beyond Good and Evil 2 looked really fucking good. Like, it surprised me. I was like, man, this game actually could have some potential. I don't know anything about it other than it looks pretty fucking cool. I mean, if somebody can explain that one to me, go for it.
I've never played them, but it looks good. Like, I was blown away by the way it looked.
I've never played them, and I just don't care.
We know, Jeremy.
Yeah,
we know, Jeremy.
I know all about Good and Evil. I just never gave a shit, and I still don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it might be a pickup if I get a little bit more info about it, read into it. It seemed very like space piratey to me. Did y'all get that vibe from it?
No, they're not.
They're
It's post-apocalyptic future shit, and it's all about you play a reporter who exposes the truth of a corrupt government. There's no space travel.
Well, damn.
There's no pirates.
Damn. Speaking of pirates, talked about this game a shit ton last year. Black Flag looks fucking... not Black Flag, Jesus.
Black Fag?
Black Flag looks fucking amazing.
Wow.
Skull and Bones. I was kind of jumping the train because I really was thinking about the new Assassin's Creed, and then, shit just went down here. But Skull and Bones is fucking amazing.
Oh, God.
They showed an extended trailer with it looked like a little bit of real gameplay mixed in. Game looks fucking good. So much in this game is like you can go with friends. You're gonna be able to play online. They've got boss battles, which in the form of like giant galleon ships. It's really cool shit. Like with those 3 games right there, plus the support they're bringing to Siege and For Honor. I mean, they just hit, like, checked off box after box of shit their fans wanted, and it worked. I mean, they did fantastic. They did phenomenal.
I thought they did really great. The Division is going to be solid. I think that they're going to redeem themselves, like, right out the gate over Division 1. And then, what other game was big for them?
Assassin's Creed?
Well, Assassin's Creed, and I didn't talk about it because
It's Assassin's
We got to
Creed.
talk
It's
about
gonna
it.
be
We
the
got to
same
talk
thing.
about
Bro, it's gonna be the same thing.
I agree.
They showed a gameplay trailer. It looks good, but it's Assassin's Creed. I mean, I expect it to look good at this point.
If it doesn't look good, then what's it got going for it? Nothing.
I think we talked about it a little bit when they dropped the announcement for it, but it's set in Greece. It's called Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Woo.
I don't know. I mean, like, this is their longest. I mean, not longest running, but like a long running franchise form that seems to be stale at this point.
Super
remember-
stale.
Didn't they say they were going to stop doing the annual Assassin's Creed, and now here we are getting another one a year after?
Well, they
fucking
took some time
Origins?
off to do when they released Origins, right?
Yep. Another another year, another Assassin's Creed.
And Origins was really well received, really well done. I didn't play it, but I heard all the stuff about it, that it was a really good game, and now they're back, like, pumping out another one. So, I mean, what can you expect at this point, you know?
Well, the thing is, though, they're always well received, even the crappy ones. Assassin's Creed 3 was well received. Assassin's Creed Unity was well received. They're not allowed to not be well received.
Well, that is the community's fault.
No, that's the journalist's fault.
Can be. I mean, the community speaks as well, too, so.
Yeah, I would listen more to the community, because the community is not as forgiving. They lambasted Unity hard.
They're not going to make these games if they don't make money, so some people are buying them. They're speaking with their wallets. But continue, Carmen. Yeah, I didn't mean to hijack that. Nobody spoke about it, so we had to talk about Assassin's Creed.
No, you're fine. That was it. That was all.
Jeremy, tell me what you thought about it. I know it was very mediocre to you.
Oh, it was subpar. I was like you were with the Square Enix one. I just couldn't give two shits. I don't care about anything Ubisoft's doing right now. I do agree. I think with what Carmen was saying, I think the Division is going to be solid, but just average. It's going to get 8s, it's going to get maybe a few 7s, and it's going to be the hotness for a few weeks until the next game comes out and people abandon it.
You going to play with this Jer Bear?
Yeah, you know it. Beyond Good and Evil 2, I think it's going to do just like the first one. It's going to come out. It's going to be very well received by critics. It's going to get a lot of high scores, but no one's going to buy it. You're going to have just, the cult, the diehard cult fans are going to buy it, but it's going to do very bad sale-wise. Just like everything Team Ico does, like Shadow of the Colossus and Ico and Last Guardian, where it gets very high praise and then just mediocre to beyond subpar sales. Assassin's Creed, again, like Carmen was saying, more of the same. It'll come out, it'll get good reviews, we'll see some 8s, we'll see some 9s, and it'll get some good sales, and we'll just move on from there, like we always do. Skull and Crossbones, I know I'm gonna sound like a dick, but I'm getting Sea of Thieves vibes from it.
Oh, my heart. Don't say it, Jeremy.
Oh, because remember how hyped? Remember how hyped you were for that? And it's the same basic premise.
It's a very different game, so I'm hoping.
Hopefully, there's no troll elements.
Well, let me ask: is it online only?
That is a very good question. One that I would have to do more research into.
Exactly.
I'm not sure.
If it doesn't have a single player component, very much look forward to more Sea of Thieves, where there's not much to do. I would try and get that with your Xbox Game Pass if you can. Don't get me wrong, it could. I don't think it's going to be as bad. I don't see how it could be as bad as Sea of Thieves, but I don't think it's going to blow you away like you think. What else did they have? Or was that it?
They had some stuff for Siege. They dropped a pretty cool number saying that Siege had an active player base of 35 million. That kind of threw me off a little bit. I knew it was a game that people were playing, but I had no idea the player base was that wide.
Well, yeah,
nobody really talks about it.
Yeah, right. They just play it.
But yeah, of all these conferences, they're just right above EA. I mean, the only reason I put them above EA is because they're not as bad a company as EA. They're not assholes.
Wait, doesn't Ubisoft, did they do Ori?
Ori? No, that's an original studio.
Okay. I can't remember what conference they showed Ori at, but whichever one they showed it was fucking amazing.
I think that was Microsoft's, actually.
Okay, well, we need to go back and mention that, because that was a fucking amazing looking game.
Yes. But like I said, I just didn't care. I found them to be boring. They weren't god-awful, but they weren't remotely good, in my opinion.
There's one other game, I can't remember what studio it came under. It was that one where it was like the two like dolls that were made out of string.
Oh, that's Unravel.
Was that Ubisoft?
I think that is too, and I heard it was well received, but I think it's also pretty damn short. It's like a little. It's like a little like $15 indie download. You can play the first one. It's on Sony on PlayStation.
It looked pretty cool.
It's one of those. I looked at it. I thought about getting it a couple times. But I'm like, I'm gonna probably not even finish this. It's one of those where I would.
That was actually EA.
Oh, is that EA?
Yeah. So okay. They showed that at that conference. I knew I got that one. I didn't think I was Ubisoft.
I thought that was Ubisoft too, but yeah, I'd get that for free if it was like a PS Plus download or something.
Yeah, it looked like a cool little fun game to play.
But not something that would hold my attention very long.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you on that. Overall, I've got Ubi sitting at a B.
Carbon?
I got him sitting at a B-. I think that the new Trials game is a big plus for them. I think that there's like a big cult following in that game, and then they have like the Trials University that they talked about, and they did the tutorials. The Mario Rabbids Kingdoms battle.
Man, that Donkey Kong looked good.
Yeah, Donkey Kong looks cool. It's good to see him in the Switch, and then the crossovers are working for them. So.
Oh, the what's it called? Starlink. And I talked about it last year. I was like, man, did y'all see the customizable ships and shit? That it looks cool, and the fact that you're seeing, they're bringing Star Fox into it was pretty neat. It's not for me. I think it's more of a kids thing, but it still looks pretty cool.
Is this another Toys to Life game? Like
I think in a way, sure it is in a way.
I think it's not a smart idea.
Yeah, it's a toy-powered space fighter.
It's not a good idea. I don't think
it'll have its day, just like
it's a flash in the
Disney
pan.
Infinity did and Skylanders did.
It's good for 3 months. They're going to get bukus of sales.
Yeah, it's quick cash, but not long lasting.
It'll last through a holiday season. That's
yeah. But I'm giving Ubisoft a D+.
D+, that's hard. Good D+. Lord.
Hey, I didn't give them an F like fucking EA.
To each their own.
Yes,
we're all different here. We're all different here.
What'd you give it, Cam?
A B.
You give it a B.
B-, and a D+. Damn.
It's a high subpar, but still subpar.
Yeah, it just doesn't interest you, and that's okay.
I said they didn't get an F because they're not assholes.
I feel you.
Yeah.
We're getting to the tail end here, fellas.
2 left.
Tail end.
2 left.
Some of the best for last.
Dos míos.
Sony comes up next.
Hold on. We need to take a brief intermission.
Let's show you some cool ass shit. And hold on, we gotta stop for a little minute. About 15 minutes worth. Sony's press conference was a train wreck as far as the actual experience. Now, what I heard was for the people there in the audience, it was amazing. But for us at home, it's a little. They kind of took some wind out of their own sails. They opened up with fucking
Last of Us.
Last of Us 2, a fucking amazing cinematic that can transition right into gameplay. Just phenomenal. Game looks amazing. Easily the best.
Game looks brutal.
Easily the best looking game at E3. Also, the best looking game as far as overall gameplay, plot. Best looking game at E3. That wins show right there, in my opinion. And then they show this badass, probably 15-minute sequence, and then, we're just going to talk about Call of Duty while the people here in the audience go to a new tent. I was like, what the fuck?
It took them a long-ass time, too.
So I think they shot themselves in the foot, but they recovered really good. So what do you guys think about Last of Us?
I think it looks good. I'm hoping... I know Ellie's the focus, but I'm still hoping we get to play as Joel at some point. Because I really
have read an article that he is going to be in the game. I don't know if you play as him or what, but he's in the game.
I want to. I know he's going to be in the game because he was in the first trailer, but I want to be able to at least play as him. I think it would be cool if it maybe alternates between the two or something. But even if it is just all Ellie, I'm still down for that. Like I said, I love the first Last of Us. I just hope this maintains the same quality, which it looks like it does.
She is doing, and I'm about to say doing a good job. I mean, she's a good character. Like, she is doing a good job of being a main character, I think. She has all the elements you need in a main character.
She does, but I'd have to actually play the game to say whether or not she's going to be a good character. Because Joel, I knew almost nothing about when I got the game. But I knew very little about the game when I got The Last of Us. And I started to really like Joel as I played the game and got to know him. And I think that's what's going to happen with Ellie.
Agreed. What about you, Carm? How'd you feel?
I thought the game looked fucking amazing. You can't say a bad thing about the way that the cinematics look or the gameplay looks. I didn't realize how brutal this game was.
Yeah, it looked really brutal.
And it looked fun. I'm not really into the sneaking around type missions and gameplay, but I think that I could get into this.
Oh, you're going to have to... Did you never play the first one?
No, I didn't play it.
Yeah, that's all you do is sneak. If you try and run and gun, you're going to die.
They actually showed in the trailer, it seemed like there was more fighting mechanics in this one than the first one. There's a couple times when she was actually dodging and slashing. So maybe a few more mechanics in that.
Yeah, maybe they amped it up a bit just to give it a little more action.
It would be nice if you had an option to not sneak and actually just go gung-ho if you wanted. Because you could do that in the first one, but you run out of supplies really quick and just die.
Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I think that takes the whole show, in my humble opinion. Just looks phenomenal. The way that Sony transitioned their cinematics into the gameplay for all their games was amazing. It was great. They know what they're doing. So then they had this intermission. They talked about, obviously, Call of Duty. They
Dropped
showed
the bomb.
Yeah, they did drop the bomb. But they showed all the old maps they're bringing back from the old Black Ops. Then they go ahead and tell us that Black Ops 3 is free on the PlayStation Store through Monday, I believe. So when you hear this, go grab it. I think it's Monday.
It's good through the month.
Oh, through the month. Okay, so yeah, when you hear this, if you haven't got it, go get it. Black Ops 3 is free for PlayStation Plus users
until July 11th.
And that's a huge bomb because they were like, well, what if I haven't played Black Ops 3? Well, guess what, motherfuckers? Now you can. Following that little brief intermission, they quickly returned wind to their sails by showing Ghost of Tsushima?
Tsushima.
That game looks fantastic. I think that they have another phenomenal new IP on their hands with this game.
See, I think that was personally the best looking game at E3 myself.
Really?
Game
Okay.
just crazy.
It's just beautiful. Don't get me wrong, the graphics in Last of Us were very good, but it's a very drab world, very drab color palette. This was just popping.
Yeah, it was vibrant. I can get behind you on that. It was very vibrant.
I didn't expect it to be a vibrant game on the initial trailers that we've seen.
I would take screenshots of this and just put them around my house.
I liked the color palette. I do agree with you on that. The gameplay looked amazing. When the dude draws a sword for the first time and just slashed the guy, I was like, oh god damn, that was so fast. What the fuck? So it was crazy, dude. Carmen, how'd you feel about it?
It only makes me have more questions. The game doesn't make sense. I'm not entirely sure about this. I know the game's going to be great.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. But it just makes me ask more questions.
Yeah, I'm down with you on that too. I need more info, but this definitely looks like a must buy for me. Like a day one.
This absolutely looks like a need to play game. The combat looked fun. I don't know much about the story. It has to do with, I guess, the Mongols invasion. At least that mission was talking about the Mongol invasion. So I don't know where this game is going to go, but it looks really neat. And it's being made by the lovely people over at Sucker Punch. Insomniac. No, wait. It's Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch.
Oh, I thought it was Insomniac. I get them mixed up.
Yeah, Sucker Punch.
Yeah, Sucker Punch. Yeah. You're right,
obviously of Infamous fame. Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, really stoked. I think that this game is. I don't know if it is even a surprise, but I think it was a shock to some people. It's going to be another killer IP for Sony, just another one in Sony's arsenal.
Another bullet in the barrel.
Another bullet in the barrel.
They're mowing motherfuckers down.
After this, they decided to cut it up another notch, if that's at all possible, and they showed the web slinger himself, Spidey. Woo! Man, that game looks fucking amazing. That game was I was just sitting there along for the ride.
Damn, you sound happy as hell right now.
I'm telling you, I was sitting there and just watching him the mechanics of it, the combat, the how they incorporated the webs and the web slinging, it just was amazing. They showed every fucking villain you could think of. And the ending, like, I don't know, like, I was texting y'all furiously, like, who the fuck is it? Who the fuck is it? Like, I want to know who it was.
Jeremy knows. Come on, Jeremy. What's your prediction?
I thought I heard rumors it was some villain I never heard of. Like, what was that guy's name? Like Mr. something or other?
Mr. Negative? That was the guy.
Mr. Negative.
That was the guy in the helicopter, I think.
Oh.
But at the end, when he's getting his ass whooped, he just looks up and he's like, what are you doing here? Or something like that. I think it's Tony Stark. I think it's Iron Man.
I can see that, like a tie-in.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tie-in.
It's Kratos.
Boy.
Spider Boy. You are not ready.
This game looks amazing. This could be the best game of the year.
Oh my god!
I can't wait.
I think it's going to be good. I think the gameplay is going to be amazing, but I don't think it's going to be in contention for a game of the year.
You don't think it's game of the year quality?
I don't know, because like when
I think it's game of the year quality, but I just don't think it's going to be in contention.
I think
it's going to be like 6 man of the year.
I think it could, because I remember when Arkham City came out, it got game of the year in a lot of magazines, and this is similar. And at least it's got to get like 10s, obviously, and I think it's going to get a lot of 9s. But I'm so down to clown. I'm ready to do whatever Spider can this September.
I mean, so far I can't think. I mean, you got God of War obviously in contention. I mean,
I will say I could see God of War getting Game of the Year just because of the story. Because I'm sure the gameplay in Spider-Man is going to be amazing. The story could be another issue, you know?
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Not that it'll be bad. It'll be good. But I don't think it's going to be, like, mind-blowingly epic. Which is what a lot of people are looking for.
Yeah, because, I mean, you can do a lot. I mean, I guess you could do a lot with Spider-Man. There is a pretty vast world. The Spider-Man lore is huge. But
yeah,
how can you effectively bring it into a video game platform, you know?
Well, the thing is, they're going to try and do, like, an original story, I'm sure.
Sure, absolutely.
They're not going to do, like, the Symbiote Saga or the Scarlet Spider's clone thing. They're going to do their own original thing. And I don't know if it's being written by people at Marvel or something. It's going to be just fucking fantastic. Like, there's no doubt this is going to be a big-ass moneymaker for Sony. This is easy.
Is Venom in this game? Yes or
no?
No?
God, I hope so. Like,
Has to be.
I guarantee you, like, Black Spidey suit's going to be available. I think they said, what's his name? The Black Spider-Man. The kid. Miles Morales.
Miles Morales, yeah.
I think they said he's going to be in the game, too. I really hope there's, like, even if he's not like in the game originally, I want an unlockable DLC or something where you can play as actual Venom and like just go around and just like eat motherfuckers left and right and shit. Just cause havoc. Maybe fight Spider-Man. Oh, that'd be so bad. Just bitch and badass.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Pretty fucking excited. Carmen, how you feel about this game? Are you going to play the fuck out of it? Or are you going to let it play you?
I'm gonna play it, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna play the fuck out of it. I think that you'll end up getting tired of some of the mechanics. It's like the first few times you swing around, around the city with your webs, it's going to be super fun. But then at some point, it's just going to get kind of drab.
I don't know, man, because I played Spider-Man 2 back in the day, and I never got tired of web swinging. That was like one of the best parts. A lot of people would agree with that, too. If you get the web mechanics down right, it's just fun just to zip around the city. And as long as they can do a good job with like side content, where you can actually like stop crimes and shit. And it's not just like the same, oh, catch this kid's balloon, oh, stop this car for the millionth time. Like they actually have like real crimes going on that are varied in different missions and shit. There could be a lot of replay value to this.
We got some varying opinions on here. I like it. We'll see how it goes. So to round it out, we saw more of Death Stranding, aka Norman Reedus walking montage.
What the fuck is this game?
I don't know, man. Like I'm
down for
Hideo Kojima.
That flickering
I just don't
light
know.
was wild.
Like the more I see of this game, the less I understand, but the more I want it to. That's trademark Kojima.
Yeah, like what's going on in Kojima's head to come up with something this gnarly? It's so out of this world.
I don't know what's going to happen. We have to see more. I have more questions than answers at this point. I had less questions before I saw this longer extended trailer.
Yes.
The only thing that they really said is that these aliens or creatures apparently speed time up when they touch you.
Huh.
I heard that the chick in the trailer said that, and when they walk, you see flowers growing at their feet.
Interesting.
So that's the only thing that I could gather from that. And then you walk a lot, and something with the baby in a fake
Yeah.
vagina.
What?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird. I just
It's weird, man.
like Hideo Kojima. I didn't know he could get this weird, but he did.
He is either a stark raving lunatic or the world's most brilliant man. There's nothing in between.
So, I mean, I don't know. Like, I can't get excited. I can get excited based on his past endeavors, but I can't get excited till I know more about this game.
I'm pretty much just excited because of his past endeavors. If this were anyone else, I'd be like, what the fuck is this? But because it's Kojima, I know it's going to be quality. It's going to be weird as fuck, but it's going to be quality weird.
I'm excited. I think we're a long ways off. They didn't even really show gameplay.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I think we're off.
We'll get this when Final Fantasy VII Remake comes out, probably.
Yeah, like this will come out like 6 months before.
2060.
Overall, that was
one,
Sony's. Huh?
There's one other game, man.
What?
Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Oh, that's right. I did forget about that.
Man, I was so fucking hyped for that. That was my big reveal. I was not expecting that.
Well, it was cool to see it.
Yeah, they're changing the view to like third person, so it's gonna be like Resident Evil 4 and 6 and 5, which I think works. The game looks fantastic. It looks scary again.
That over the shoulder.
Yeah, it's gonna look fantastic. It's gonna be scary again. I read that you're gonna be able to play as both Leon and Claire, like in the original. But they did say that you wouldn't be able to you would interact with each other, but you wouldn't be able to affect their story anymore like you could in the second one. You know, like leaving a gun for them or opening a door or something. But
that's kind of whack. That was like a good part of the game.
Yeah, but I think in exchange for that, they're gonna have two completely different games. Like you're not gonna be fighting the same bosses over and over and go through the same areas. Like you're gonna have your own different experiences with them, which is really. I'm so down for this.
I have a ton of fond memories of this game.
Yes, this is my favorite Resident Evil. I've been so waiting for this remake. Like, I'm just so ready for this. And the fact that we got a hard release date, which I think it was January, they said?
I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe. All I know is there's 29 games coming out February 22nd.
And there's 15 coming out in January.
Like, yeah, if somebody asks you, when's this game coming out? Anywhere from, you almost have, probably a 1 in 8 chance anywhere between January 15th and February 22nd.
Mm-hmm. Well, this right here this was my game that stole the show for me because I did not see it coming, and I was so happy to see it.
It's what the people want, and
yes.
I hope that they do it complete justice and make this phenomenal.
Yes.
And I want them to leave in the little Easter eggs that were hidden and all the hidden things. You had to search the desk 50 times.
Yeah, Wesker's desk get that roll of film that had for some reason some picture of Rebecca in her gym clothes or something.
We all know.
Yeah,
why.
it was super weird. But
all right, what's the final grades on Sony, guys?
I'm giving them an A.
A-.
This was not their best, but it was damn good. It was solid. They
stuck to what they said they were doing. They said here's what we're doing, and this is it. You're going to experience greatness right here with quality over quantity today.
Exactly.
They came out and they we're not going to blow the doors off. We're going to show you it gave you a deep dive into our games.
Yeah, they showed you what you were expecting, but they gave you the info you wanted at the same time.
All right. Last but not least, Nintendo Direct.
Nintendo
happened. It was
Super Smash Direct.
Basically a montage of Super Smash Brothers, mixed in with a little Overcooked 2. That's really all I can tell you about that whole entire Direct.
Overcooked is fun. If you haven't played, I think it'll be even better on the Switch.
Yeah, I do too, and I've never played. I've just seen and heard and know how crazy this game could be. So, let's go ahead and get right into it. Let's talk about Smash. Every character ever to be in Smash is going to be on this roster.
We're going to have, over 80 characters?
Something like that, yeah. Insane amount of characters. The game looked really good. I watched a shit ton of gameplay of this. It looks like They did right by Smash this time. This is Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love what Nintendo's doing. So that, and then there's a new Mario Party, and that's what you needed, I think, in your life right there.
Mario Party's going to be fun. I'm a little disappointed in this Smash not being like a brand new game.
Well, they've said it's a brand new game, but I agree with what you said, where it's just kind of like a culmination of all the past ones.
Yeah,
because if you think about it, they've only announced like what, 2 new characters, Inkling and Breath of the Wild Link.
Yeah,
and the rest are just old ones.
About right.
Oh, I'm sorry. They also announced Ridley and Daisy also, which Ridley looks awesome, but I heard Daisy's just a clone of Peach, which brought me to another point. It's 80 characters, but like 60 of them are clones of other characters.
Well, don't you have like Metal Mario?
Yeah, but I mean, like Ganondorf is a clone of.
I get what
Falcon.
you're saying. I get what you're saying. Okay,
Fox, Wolf, Falco, they're all clones. I mean, if you think about it, there's probably half of them are actual original movesets. The others are just like skins, basically.
Solid Snake is making his return. Let's everybody give a round of applause for him. He's been hiding out in his box the whole time, just waiting for his moment to shine.
He's a solid addition.
Really cool stuff. I mean, I Mario Party I'm going to get. I haven't played Mario Party since the Wii. What was that? I forget which one that was.
8?
I can't recall. 8? Yeah, that sounds right. I couldn't tell you. That was a fun game I used to play in college.
I've never played any of them, actually.
The one on 64 is super fun.
Let's see, what else we have? We saw some more Pokemon Eevee, Pokemon Pikachu. We saw a portable Pokeball where you can like hold it up to your Switch and it puts a Pokemon in it and you can shake it and they'll be like Pikachu or whatever the fuck they're saying. And then you can use it in the real world. They're doing some cool stuff. I mean, mixing Pokemon Go into these new Pokemon titles. They didn't announce a new Pokemon proper. I'm kind of waiting for that.
It'll be a while, I think.
Yeah, I guess it will
Pokemon
be.
proper.
I could get behind that. We did see the Fortnite is officially coming to the Switch. It's on the Switch right now for free. Some of the worst news at E3 though is you cannot use your PS4 Epic account on the Switch. They have banned, or PS4 has banned that account to the Switch for some reason. Really terrible move on their part. Just all it does is hurt the gaming community. There's a lot of influencers speaking out about this, so I have a feeling it will be rectified. We'll just have to wait and see. And it's already been too long. It shouldn't have happened in the first place.
Yeah, at the very least, Sony, don't be a dick and vindictive. Just let people play their fucking accounts on Switch.
Yeah, I wonder why Epic can't just override that.
Good question.
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know.
Why can't they just flip a switch and just say all IDs are good everywhere?
I don't know how the back end works. That's not. I mean, I think it will happen.
We'll figure it out.
I mean, I don't see how it can't happen when you've got some of the biggest influencers in the world saying, "Hey, this is fucked up." I think Nintendo will listen.
Well, it's not up to Nintendo. It's up to Epic or Sony.
Well, I guess so. Somebody will listen. I think this will happen. Those to me were the big standouts.
Well, they also had Fire Emblem, a new Fire Emblem game.
Yeah, and I don't know a lot about Fire Emblem, so I can't speak too much on it.
I don't know too much either, but it's a very popular franchise with Nintendo. It's a tactical RPG with permadeath, hardcore fan base. And then I think they showed more of Square's new RPG, Octopath Traveler, which looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, a lot of people are super excited about that.
That looks sweet. If you've not seen the trailer for that, it looks really cool.
It's very much something. It looked like cartoony, like an old school RPG.
Like a Super Nintendo RPG.
Absolutely.
That's why I dig it. I'm down for that. So I think they had a very solid E3. Like, I agree with what you guys were talking about. We were talking earlier where it was too Smash focused, but they did bring a lot of good games.
It's okay that it was too Smash focused. I mean, I get it. Like, that's their baby. They're bringing it.
But I think a lot of people were disappointed that there was no Metroid news.
Sure.
Yeah, like another one, like, where's the gameplay? Where's the trailer?
It's not even close to ready. This is so weird, too, because Nintendo's usually pretty good about not doing super early announcements. They usually don't announce it until they have, like, actual gameplay to show. And I think Metroid 4 is the first time I can ever think of where they announced a game with no gameplay. And there's still no gameplay, yeah. And
It's like something has to exist, a cutscene.
yeah,
Some
So,
animation.
it's probably still in the development, early development. And I heard a lot of people were also wondering where was the new Yoshi. I think they're working like a cardboard Yoshi or something. They didn't show any of that. And people were speculating a new Animal Cross, which I don't care about, but I know a lot of people love that.
Yeah, that should be out pretty soon, honestly. It's about time.
But I think they overall did pretty damn good.
I think they did just fine overall. I've got them sitting at a solid C+. They are literally right in the middle of my pack.
I got them at a B+.
Ooh,
Yeah.
generous, boy. I gave them a C. It was underwhelming.
Well,
Too much Smash.
If it's a C, then it's just whelming.
Underwhelming is a C-.
Or a D+.
Below.
Man, when did y'all start officiating my opinion?
There's a
Know what
few,
I'm saying?
there's a few games we didn't talk about that obviously showed up. We didn't really mention Battlefield 5. We talked about it before. It's one of those that blew their
It
load.
looks so fucking boring.
Yeah.
They
I
did
agree.
confirm the Battle Royale mode.
So fucking stupid.
Forza Horizon, they showed it. It looked like a good Forza game. These are just some shout-outs that I know we kind of forgot that I kind of was thinking about. Just Cause 4 looked pretty Just Cause-y. It looks like a fun game. And, I think we touched on most of everything else. Tomb Raider, we didn't touch a lot on the new Tomb Raider, but that's a big game for Microsoft. So just some stuff we kind of glanced over, but a lot of the releases and news of that came out before E3, and they showed more of the same and just, if anything, showed a little bit more of the games. And that, to me, was E3. A very, average setup. I'm hearing a lot of good things. I will say this on Twitter. I follow a lot of people from like IGN and GameSpot. Most of the buzz I'm seeing is around Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, I have heard
A lot of buzz.
A lot of buzz, yeah. Which I'm not really following it that much. I think it's because it's gonna be more like The Witcher was in terms of that kind of RPG, which didn't interest me. It looks cool, but I don't think I'll be getting it myself. But I think it'll be a very damn good game.
I'm excited because I don't follow it, and now I'm starting to keep my eyes on it. So a lot of good stuff, and I feel confident for this year in gaming, and especially starting into next year. We're going to have a lot of stuff. We're going to be broke the first quarter of the year next year.
It was so funny. We were texting, and every time a good game came out, we had just a number roll, and it would be like 60, 100, 160, 220, 280. It's a lot of games to get.
Let's give our rundown. Start us out, Carmen. What was your... Put them in order. How'd you rank everybody? We gave them our numbers, but let them hear it all at once. Where's everybody sit?
I got Sony leading the pack, followed by Bethesda, Microsoft, Ubisoft, Nintendo, Square, and EA.
Solid. Jeremy, where you at?
I got Sony leading the heat, followed by Nintendo, then Microsoft, then Bethesda, then Square, then Ubisoft, then EA.
Jeremy, your list is the most varied, I do believe. But we have a solid, hella average Gamescast winner for E3, because Sony tops my list as well. That's 3 in a row. Yahtzee, whatever other game you play that has 3 in a row, we made it. I've got Sony, followed by Bethesda, then Ubisoft, Nintendo, Microsoft, Square, and EA.
I think we also have a unanimous decision for worst of show. Also,
we absolutely do. 3 in a row. Yahtzee, worst in show, EA.
Pretty egregious assholes.
Special runner up. I want to holler at the PC Game Show.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I forgot they existed.
Oh man, they showed a real time strategy game. Just know that happened.
Okay.
There was one game, and it was actually the first one they led with, which I thought was the most clever. It's a game where you build factories on like planets, and it's called Satisfactory.
The only way that they'll ever have a good conference is if we get a Warcraft proper.
It's really good for
Exclusive to PC.
the people who love the mech franchise, because that's where you're at. So I mean, obviously, there's always some form of mech games, some form of RTS games that really get the PC world in a tizzy. And I'm sorry that none of us here are part of that world. I did watch highlights of it. I didn't get to watch the full thing, so go check it out. It's kind of like, and I hate to say it, it's like the redheaded stepchild of the E3 conferences.
It really is.
yet they keep showing up.
I mean, there is stuff on the PC side that needs to be shown, so it's got its place. It's just the fan base, I think, is a little more geared towards the mainstream Sony's, Bethesda's, Microsoft's, Nintendo's. So that's it for E3. Y'all got anything to add to it, guys?
No, that's everything.
If there's anything you guys want to say, if you want to cuss us out for having terrible opinions, holler at us. Make sure you make yourself known. I think Carmen's got the full details if he wants to kick it off.
All right, so let's start off by saying you need to subscribe, follow, watch, Go Past the Limit on Twitch. I tweeted about it. I got mad retweets. If you're not following Go Past the Limit on Twitch, you are doing yourself an injustice. And on top of that, Hella Average Gaming, along with Rocket World, has sponsored this awesome streamer, and we're giving away $250 to the number one person on the leaderboard. All you got to do is hang out in there. Bam. Points. Subscribe. More points. Subscribe to Hella Average Gaming and tell him that Hella Average Gaming goes past the limit. You're going to get even more points. Get in there. Get after it. Check us out on our own website, HellaAverageGaming.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We're like 40 away from a custom URL. Let's go. Share it. Follow us on SoundCloud, Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play. And if you want us to be able to afford all these games between January 15th and February 22nd, support us on Patreon.com or shoot us a donation on PayPal. And on that note, stay hella average.
Peace.
Howdy.